Hello guys, this is Ado here. I just need a couple more minutes, but it seems they're already starting cross. I won't be talking much. I will show you the fight, and the commentary will start a bit later, I guess. So enjoy the fight. So, hello again, everyone. You're about to see the fight which will determine the locations for the first quarterfinal of the 2 vs 2 2020 tournament in KaM Remake. And I believe I forgot about one little thing, but it's probably less important. Okay, hopefully it works now. There we go. So now that you can see me, I can start looking at the game actually. Maybe almost now. Okay, there we go. And there's a first catch here. Seems like the horses will not live for a long time. Pretty interesting amount of troops, by the way. A lot of bowmen here. Hard to say what happens because the bottom has more soldiers, but I think the top might be in a bit better position. Maybe not. Oh, okay, it seems like E-Star guys gonna win big. Not much chance for the top. Yeah, GG. So seems like the Russian team will pick the locations. And I guess we'll see what happens there. Found the camera was cutting out a bit, but I guess it's fine. Okay, so this is the quarterfinals stage of 2 vs 2 tournament. Seems like there's a little break. Oops, I didn't want to launch YouTube. I probably wanted to do something else instead. Just let me see. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. So yeah, as you can see, today's participants Hardy and Bami won in previous game over Dima and Stocky after quite an interesting game. While Destiny and Rakieta, I would like to say something like they had a swift and quick win over Thunder and David, but that would be a lie. I mean, it was swift, but it wasn't quick for sure. You could see a perfect example of how they tend to take absolutely no chances to lose. They massacred David's base, standing with Bowman for a long time before finally entering. Okay, we're still waiting for the players, so I guess I could talk a bit more about what else is happening this week. I mean this weekend actually. Um, I have no idea about this game. Probably it will be played somewhere in the upcoming week because I didn't hear about it being played this weekend. Mm, After Hade Bami versus Desti Rakieta, we'll have a second game, equally interesting. Kungan and Esman versus Mexican TNT Coaches 12. Um, Both should be pretty nice games. I think the second game might be more interesting. Of course, if everyone has enough troops to make it interesting, but we'll see. I guess what happens. Uh, to be honest, there are only very good teams left here, and it's hard to say who's gonna win the tournament actually. So okay, something strange happening here. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, so after these two games today, there's another game tomorrow at 20 Central European time. Tomix and Asta, a Polish team, will take on Russian and Belarusian team Bolt and Holodziec. Mm, Might be a bit more one-sided. I think Bolt and Holodziec are a bit better than the Polish guys, but that's not a big difference. Uh, Not that big. I can still see both teams winning here. So surely be will be pretty interesting as well. Um, I would also love to see this game where Czechs take on Bullet and Jack. Um, Kinda can go both ways, I guess. Uh, Last game, I gotta admit that Abjad Blackbelt didn't show their best against Bullet and Jackie, so maybe it's not that easy to say in what shape these guys are, but it wasn't a bad game from them, and you could see they attacked right away and did everything just as you could expect from very good players. The question is whether they can stand against the Hargon Lexus, the black horses of this tournament, who really look very good, and it seems like they're going to be the probably the biggest pretenders for the champion title. Uh, so yeah, I guess we're waiting. Okay, still nothing happening in the lobby, so I'm guessing it will take a couple of minutes before we start. Mm. Oh well, I hate this, but seems like the players still need a couple minutes. Okay, in that case, be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the game just started. Mm. So yeah, to those unfamiliar with our players, let's start with a little introduction. Um, Starting with the bottom team, a German player, Hade, uh, from clan LT, or long time, if you prefer the full name. He's playing with Bami, also from LT, and that's a Polish player actually. And the other team, I'd say it's a pretty legendary team in this game. First player is Desta, and the second player, his teammate, is Raketa. Uh, Probably the best Russian players in this game, at least when they play. mm. They came back after a longer while now, and so far they played pretty nice games. I mean, the bases were not mind-blowing, I gotta say. Maybe in the first game, Raketa's base was really something nice. Second game was okay, nothing too special, but it was just good, you know. And uh, still, I think the main power of this team is how they fight. They are very. Hmm, I'm not. I'm not sure aggressive is the word I want to use, but mm, they kind of know uh, how to fight, take their time. They don't really ever make any mistakes. They just camp a little bit and try to take it slow. Even when they have advantage, it's very unlikely for them to attack unless they are really certain that they're gonna win this. And even then, sometimes they don't attack. So I expect the game might be a bit long. Mm, if the armies are quite even. I don't think Had and Bami are gonna attack either, like right away. I don't know what's their plan actually, but I would expect maybe they try to outspam, but mm, and now I think I remember something interesting. I'm pretty sure that this is exactly the same map and maybe even the same locations that Desti and Rakieta had in the previous tournament they played. That one was against Mexican T and Mexican B. I'm pretty sure it was Eruption. I'm just unsure of the locations, but I'm a bit curious right now, so I'm gonna check quickly because I've streamed that game for sure, and it's possible I might find it on my channel. It might take a few seconds, but it'll probably be easier. Ah, this looks like that one. Just gotta take a look. Ah, okay. Sorry, not that tournament. Okay, I got this. Just let me take a look. Yeah, it seems like Destiny and Rakieta are playing exactly the same locations as back then. Uh, well, it doesn't bode well when you expect a short game, but I'm guessing that yeah, and seems like Max T played here, Max B played here. which means it will be interesting to see if the Russians keep camping here just like in the old times, or something else happens. The battlefield is kinda campy, as you probably expect. I mean, just look at this line, for example. Uh, there's a few areas on the map where you can mount a defense that is very hard to break. Like especially like you can just stand here, here, and here. You can even try to take this position if you have a bit more troops. Or go like here, for example. There's multiple possibilities. I don't think it's imbalanced between the teams, but like I said, I think it's pretty campy, and there's a high possibility that this game might take quite some time. But I guess that's something we have to find out the hard way. Anyway, seems like Rakieta is. I thought he was cutting only, but doesn't seem like that's the case. His location seems a bit tricky regarding the goal, the wood. I mean, sorry. Seems like Dusty will take the force on the left, which is kind of expected. I mean, not much else you can do here. Planning to make the farms here, which is probably a nice idea, given that you want to shorten the distance to this forest and to iron and to coal at the same time here. Probably gonna make a cross formation of the coal fields here. Looking at this, I'm kinda missing playing Knights and Merchants. I play from time to time, but I really feel like playing right now. But if I play, then who's gonna stream? And besides, I'm not that great of a player, so if I played in the tournament, I'd probably finish on the first or maybe second round if I got lucky. So I think that's for the better. You can see some of the logs here are a bit tricky about some of the resources. Actually, gotta say that I'd probably prefer to play on top as well. The gold is kinda tricky here too, but how about coal? Oh yeah. Looks to me like the bottom locations are a bit screwed when it comes to coal and the gold, and on the top side it's slightly better. I mean, from here it's not too far away, and obviously Rakieta took a longer way only because of the forest in this area, and that he also probably gonna make one more woodcutter on the top to plant more trees here. But for now he's trying to cut down everything he can. I'd say that it wouldn't be a bad idea to make that extra cutter right now, but we'll see what's his plan. You can see already how his base is gonna look like. 6 farms here. Some wood on the left, some on the bottom maybe,
Hey,
unless
wake
he
up.
cuts this out. Oops. Okay, shout out to Maxi, who is happy to see my brand new head. let's hope it continues to grow. Wait a second. Is head plural in English? Was I supposed to say they or it? Because I'm not really sure. Maybe somebody here, somebody out there can answer this silly question. In the meantime, I gotta check the chat. Oops, what's happening here? Can't write it? Okay, I can. Okay. Seems like somebody noticed my camera wasn't working, but let's say that I just wanted to hide something that I was doing at the moment. If you're wondering what I was doing, let me just tell you that I tried to prepare for a long, very long game, so I had to eat something. But here we go. That's probably not really interesting to anyone. I think it's worth looking at the bottom team right now. Gotta say that I don't really like what Bam is doing with the trees. I have a feeling. Sorry, I have a feeling that he might be lacking wood in a while, but I mean maybe not right now, but in a longer while. Cause look, he made like 2 woodcutters here. Okay, he's planting right now. That's fine, but he first had to cut all this stuff. Now he's going for this forest, which he'll have to cut down and then he'll start planting. Okay, maybe I'm not exactly right, because this guy seems to decide he's in an empty forest, and I don't actually know how it works, but I think it's something like it checks this area and it tries to find out how many trees are there, and if there's like less than 50%, then it tries planting all the time, and if there's more, then it tries cutting more often. But I I'm not quite sure if there's some expert on how the trees work in Knights and Merchants, then just let me know, because I've only heard about it a long time ago, and I don't exactly know how it's working right now. Mm. You can see Harry. It's kind of classic on this log. I mean, uh, to cut this off from the base, just make woodcutters all the way and make some towers at peacetime here, I guess. This one is probably cutting on, yeah. And something here as well, yeah. Seems more or less what you would expect. But I have a feeling that the Russians might be a bit better when it comes to the farms. Okay, seems actually that's not the case. Was the same. Okay, there's the making his last woodcutter. I mean, okay, never mind. It's not the last one that will be cutting something for a while, because there's still one more here. It's pretty nice on this location, by the way, that you have this extra forest here. I believe it's not as good on this log. Maybe it is actually, but I think there was no forest on the log itself. You just have to go like here, 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 and that's it. Interesting spot for in, by the way, from Bami. It's not the worst, but well, it's definitely good that it's not in the same area as the storehouse and schoolhouse. But on the other hand, they're gonna need quite some time to bring all the stuff to in. Obviously, the upside is that there's plenty of space here for food production buildings if you need it. Anyway, seems like Mami is rushing to have more farms right now. Okay. And also for the trees here, I guess. I'm really disappointed about his wood production. I'm guessing this will be the next one he's making, but I don't know. There's not a lot of space here. Still, this is actually a pretty small log. I still don't know exactly what he's going to do here. Probably add production in this area, and maybe some extra buildings, whatever he needs can fit here. Let's see, by the way, how all the players are dealing with the iron production. Harry has nothing yet, but he's going probably for free at the same time. Waiting for the... Oh, wood production is really bad at the moment. That's interesting. I mean, he's almost made these two woodcutters. Like, this one is already done, but I think the guy for the woodcutter... Okay, he's gotta be so... Ah, there we go. Okay, thought he was still going to the building, but I was mistaken. Anyway, seems like some kind of a problem with the wood. Probably the fact that this was built a bit too late, and this one especially. Yeah, it's gonna have a real problem for quite a while. The biggest problem here is that the location is so big, and you have to be like in these two places at the same time around this time of the game, and you have to try to take all the forests. It's kind of tricky, I'd say. Maybe it would be better actually to try going something like making a road here or something like this. I don't know. I would have to think about this location, how it looks in the editor, etc. Because right now it's not easy to say what would be the best. Although I'm pretty sure that on this level, all of the players will be good enough to have better pre-rolls than I would ever have. So I guess I gotta just trust Harry on that. Even if I'm not sure if this is the right decision. Still, anyway, I guess we could take a look at the top again. Situation doesn't look too bad. I think that the wood could be a bit better, but it's... Ah, come on. He's still making this woodcutter and he doesn't lack the wood so far. He can keep up with his production without any problems. I'm wondering what he's gonna do here. It sure looks like he's making a farm, but I thought he's gonna make like 6 here. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make a farm here and this one later on, and make these two a bit later as well, something like this. But it's also possible that he's gonna make his swine farms on the right side here. Maybe even... Yeah, most likely this is gonna be a horse farm. I mean stables, yeah, never mind. Iron production here, this is a classic, and I'm not sure about the leather jacket production and the wooden weapons. Hard to say for now. I would even think about making it here, because you have some space for these buildings here. Although I don't think that's what he's gonna choose, because there may be not enough space here. Let me look. Oh no, there's just the right amount of space, so that's an option. But we'll see if that's the idea that he has. But I was about to see the iron mine amount. You can see Desti has 1 iron mine. Sorry, Rakieta, I mean. Actually, it's true for Desti as well. Similar stage as Rakieta. One Iron Man done, one being built. While you can see that Bami already has 2 Iron Mines. He's gathering the ore. It's pretty early too. Uh, I'd say that it's a really nice thing to do, but he still has quite bad wood production. I'm really afraid about him. This is cutting right now, so he's gonna have wood for a while, but I'm not sure if 6 woodcutters are enough to get all he needs, especially that he's cutting only on the right side. Um, mm, really don't see a good idea here. There's not a lot of space here, so this is probably a mistake to build like this. I'd rather, if I were him... Oh, there's actually no good decision here, because he needs this space for the iron mines, I mean the iron production. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, yeah, this should be occupied. He could make a woodcutter here, for example. That would make sense. There's plenty of space, I think. I mean, there's not a lot of space, but it would be fine, I think. And I don't think he's going to do that though. Also gotta say that it's pretty tricky, these farms here. The swine farm here. I don't really understand the road work in this base. Not sure if I like it, to be honest. But we'll see about the ending result. Maybe it's gonna change my mind. Anyway, 2 and 3 being done. 2 were built already, and we can see Harry probably has the best iron mines at the moment, because he has quite some. I mean, he has a few less ore bits than Bami, but his iron mines were faster. I mean, the third one was faster. Sorry. Wait, quick look at the chart. um, well, lucky. What can I say? I don't know. Just cover this with something. Like, I don't know. Okay. Question from Timeless: is there a video on how to play 60 piston the best way? I don't think there was ever a tutorial made where someone would talk about this, like how to play, etc. I could actually try to make one, but it could be pretty. I don't know. It would probably take about 60 minutes, um, unless it was done very well. That could be a lot of work. Actually, I think it would be pretty nice if there was some kind of tutorial map, but it would also require a lot of work. But in general, I think the basic info you have to know is that you will. I mean, you can just take a look at these bases and you will kind of know how you should build. You should probably make compact bases, just like you can see here. They're trying to squeeze in as many buildings as possible in. Maybe that's not the best example, because sometimes the locations. Maybe this is better. Yeah, I think this will be the best example. See. There's a couple of rules you have to you have to adhere to. For example, you will try to make most of your base in one spot. Like, look, the buildings which are not using some extra space are on the right side of the city, and there's like buildings everywhere here. On the left side, you have separated. Buildings which use extra space, which is woodcutters and farms, and you can see that this makes the city a bit smaller. I mean, right now maybe not exactly, because there's no good road work for now. You can see it's jamming a little bit here on this road, but this might change with time when Rakieta has a bit more time to make the shortcuts. So yeah, you should probably not make the base too big if you can. And the second thing is that you probably make at least 4 and usually 5 stonemasons at the start of the game. At least 5, that's like the bare minimum. Probably 6 is a better minimum. 6 woodcutters at least, but depending on the strategy, you will sometimes need 7, 8, or maybe even more, but it's probably unlikely. And you will try to make at least 5 farms. Go for swine farms. Never go for the meal first unless you're playing a map where there's not a lot of food, like Rebound. But on normal maps, you will usually go first for swine farms or for stables, depending on what you want to do. And you will base most of your army usually on the leather soldiers, most likely bowmen. Also try to go for 3 iron mines at as fast as possible. It's much more important to get the iron than make the iron buildings, because you can always, this is a better example, you can always stack up the iron ore, and when you make the smithies you can just make 3 right away or something like this, and they work so fast that you kind of have to make you have to hide some of the ore to the storehouse and have a lot of it, because iron smithies are quite fast. They work faster than the iron mines can get stuff out of the mountains, so it's probably a good idea to stack up a bit of iron ore first. Otherwise, they'll just be bold, and you can't get as many iron troops as possible. But I think that's more or less Knights Merchants 101. Definitely pay biggest attention to wood and stone at the start, and gold, because these are the things that can slow down you a lot. When you don't have wood or gold, then your base is just as well, it could just be dead as well. Anyway, there's 24 minutes, and let's take a look everywhere. Seems like Destiny's making 6 farm, only now making the stables, while Rakiet already has it since a short while, it seems, but still. And 6 farms as well. Doesn't look like anyone is going for anything strange. Every player has 6 farms. Hadi is making 1 more right now. Doesn't look like anyone has like faster horses or something like this, for example. It seems like Desti and Bami are pretty even, because this was just built, and these stables from Ahadi and Raketa were built just a bit earlier, so there might... So far it looks kinda balanced, I'd say. Let's maybe actually iron will be better on the left side. I'm pretty sure of it, because both players are gathering, stacking up the iron ore, and like I said, it's pretty important. It may look deceptive that Rakieta has all the buildings he needs, apart from a third smithy perhaps, and I still expect him to do worse than the other guys. I mean, he has 7 shields and armors, almost, and a few swords as well. But I think this is kind of stuff that will make him have about probably 30, but maybe a bit less iron on peacetime. And here I expect 25 even, maybe 30, but with some pikemen. That's what I expect at the moment. It also seems like he doesn't have all the buildings. Like, he doesn't have this iron mine, which is pretty bad, I'd say. On this level he should already have the third one since a very long time. Seems like the coal isn't that great. 7th. Okay, it's fine, but he's gonna need 2 more buildings at least, if not 3. So it's probably high time to make 2 or 3 more. This is probably his plan. To be honest, I don't know. It doesn't look like this base is like really good. I think it's gonna be a bit worse than the other guys, especially the opponents. Speaking of the opponents, let's take a short look at what happens here. Bami, quite a lot stacked up here, 20 minutes left, and the smithies are working pretty fast. I'd say this might be the best time to make. Oh, seems like he's making just a couple of pikes, I guess, and then he'll probably switch to make the shields as well. But I'm not quite sure for now, because we can see 2 armor smithies, and he could just as well go for the shields and armors in these 2 buildings, while making armors only here. And you can also see why he didn't plant anything in this area, like he didn't make a woodcutter for planting, for example, or make farms or whatever. It seems like he has a bit more buildings than I would expect him to make. Probably trying to save a spot here for another pig farm, or probably not stables, but yeah, definitely some kind of building. Maybe a marketplace. Actually, it's not the worst spot for it. Cause
Hey, wake up!
uh, so yeah, I forgot to make things a bit less loud. But I'll live with it, I guess. Anyway, there's 18 minutes till peace time. So I gotta admit that the iron amounts of the players here are not really mind-blowing, but I have a feeling like Harris' iron might blow up in a few minutes, because he has pretty nice amount. Yeah, just look at this. Like, remember I said that he's gonna have way better iron because he made this a bit earlier. Now look at that, 15 iron ore, and also quite a lot of iron bars here. Doesn't seem like... Okay, he's made the third iron smithy, sorry, actually he made it, and now he's going for weapon smithies. Not quite sure about the amount of coal here, actually. There's not a lot. But there are 2 on the left side. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 9 right now. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Didn't make a mistake. Although you can see that the coal is kinda being consumed right away, but usually something like this will be bad. I mean, it looks like he has too much iron in the smithies and too much iron ore in the iron smithies, but in fact I think it's just that he has enough for the buildings, and he's stacking some there as well. Maybe actually he has a bit late coal, but it's hard to say. Was there still some here? Yeah, he might need a bit more coal here, because he has a pretty massive production. Still, I'm not sure if this is gonna actually be that good on peacetime. I don't think there's much benefit in what he did here. but it might change. Depends. Depends what happens later. I still think that this will be better in the long run to just mine out as much stuff from the iron mountains as possible, as early as possible, and it might be especially visible on the end game statistics. I will try to go to the lob. I mean to go see the. Yeah, sorry for that. I try to see the statistics at the peacetime break, so we have a better look at what happens here. Anyway, still quite some time till peacetime, but I gotta say these armies are not really that good. Okay, this is better. Kind of bad when it comes to the weapons from Desti, but I think it's pretty nice iron from Rakieta. I'm not quite sure why Harry has such a bad iron, but he still might. I mean, okay, I know why, but I think he'll still catch up in no time because of the stuff he's been stealing. Let's do a quick math on that. There's still 4 here and a lot of here. Okay, so there's like 9, 10. Okay, I think what he produced until now, he should catch up with Rakieta in pretty short time, but it's gonna worth it. That's another question. It's gonna be worth it. Looking at the leather amount, looking at the barracks only, it seems Hadi is a bit better than the others, but let's try to see what happens here. So he has like 7 farms, 3 swine farms and 1 stable. Bami has the same setup. I kinda expect everyone to have this. It's a pretty standard way, but it seems like 2 swine farms for Rakieta and 1 farm. 6, 1 stables, 6 farms. And a mill. Interesting. These guys have a mill. I can't see one at least. Maybe if you're not there. There's the also a bit smaller than their enemy. I think it might benefit the left side a bit. Having the 3 pig farms will have you make a bit more leather and also have pretty nice food as well. But I mean, maybe a bit worried because these guys don't seem to make a meal, at least not for now. Maybe I was a bit too fast with that food remark, because obviously you need to make a meal or a wine yacht or maybe even 2 when you go for farms like this. Okay, time to check the chat. Okay, head is singular in English. Thank you very much. I think the range was something like 11. The range of woodcutters is something like 11 tiles, but that would have to be checked to be sure. Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks to Senkato and to Michał for explaining that hair is singular. I don't know. Okay, now I know about what was that remark. But yeah, okay, I see that somebody already wrote about the woodcutters. Pink lock. You mean Rakieta. Let me see. I had wood here, and where is this third spot? Like here. I don't know. I think I prefer this one. Maybe not sure. Anyway, there's still a bit more happening in the chat, but I'll be back to the chat when we have a peacetime break, because I'll definitely be looking to something to fill up the missing time. Anyway, 7 minutes left. I don't know, nothing looks mind-blowing to me. I mean, I've always considered Eruption a pretty spammy map, and I'm really surprised to see the armies are kinda bad. It's nothing special. I mean, there's still plenty of time to catch up with the ladder, so I'm pretty sure these guys will have 30, maybe 40, maybe even a bit more of the ladder units, but other than that, the horses are not bad from both guys, but it's pretty easy map, and I would expect a bit better. When we take a look at Bami, his ladder is already pretty nice, and still, okay, maybe not still producing. He's still producing indeed, but maybe a nice decision to make a second tannery, but maybe it's not worth it for a momentary boost. Not that good iron. I'd estimate about 25. Okay, a bit more because he has some pikes. Okay, well. So yeah, 30 something troops. But 6 horses. It's okay, I guess. This might look a bit better. There's still 5 minutes, and what's the status? Yeah, he already is on Raketa's level except for the swords. And it seems like he used up all his iron, so I'm not really sure if it paid off to rush for iron mines. I mean, I think he rushed pretty late. Didn't he have some wood problems, or maybe it wasn't that luck? But yeah, anyway, it's kind of disappointing. I kind of expected a better amount of iron troops on him, but definitely the ladder is starting to look pretty nice. Okay, so let's take a quick look at all the barracks right now. 36 leather and about 30 iron troops, 7 horses. Bami 20 plus 9 pikes plus 30 leather. Rakieta 9 horses, a bit better than Bami, but about 30 troops here. Yeah, a bit better than Bami, maybe leather could be better. And Dusty, to be honest, it's not too amazing. It looks a bit like Bami's army, except for the fact that Bami has a quite a bit better leather production. So yeah, I'm kind of guessing that. Okay, a bit worse iron here from Bami, but you can see Desti is still lacking some swords, so there's a chance that Bami can catch up. I think Hari is pretending to get the best army in this game. But let's take a look. About 30 suits. Yeah, same here. Just a bit more of the swords. 36 versus 39. Yeah, it's almost the same. Slightly better army for Raketa because of the amount of horses, but other than that, I think It's pretty well balanced, and this probably bodes well for the game. Maybe I would actually prefer to see the LT guys have a bit more army, because I'm pretty sure Destiny and Raketa will not attack, especially when the armies are, well, they look the same to me. I'd say maybe a bit worse for the Russians, but it's like, you know, for the moment it's not a big difference. Although I don't really think that he's gonna catch up here. Sorry. Do they have the recruits for this? Kinda worried about Harry, but just 2 minutes left. It could be better, but okay, he has like 40, 70, like 75 troops, more or less, something like this right now. And he's lacking a few recruits for that. Well, Raketa, I mean, Desti doesn't lack. Raketa is lacking a few recruits too. So it's gonna be hard to say. But I think they can still catch up easily before the fight. Okay, it looks pretty even to me. I'm afraid the game might take a long time. That's what I expect to happen. All in all, I'm really curious to see how the Russian players would behave here, because we're all expecting them to camp and not really take offensive action, especially on this map. And I'm kind of expecting, after last game, where Harry and Bami didn't really show nice fighting skills, maybe until some point at least, but what they showed at the right after start of the peacetime, it looked like they were a bit scared, and they weren't decisive enough to attack, you know, and it was pretty bad to see. I'm a bit afraid in this game because previous game was Dimastoki, if I'm correct. They had advantage, but they didn't use it. But if Destiny and Raketa are on the other side, then it might be a bit harder to do anything. They're pretty experienced players, and they will surely know how to proceed, what to do in many situations that can happen on the battlefield. So I'm not sure. Like, if the LTs attack, if they are aggressive, and they are aggressive in a good way, then my money is on them. But otherwise, I think like the campy, slow gameplay will benefit Destiny Raketa more, unless their bases will produce less troops than the LTs will, because you could see that they had a bit better bases, at least when it comes to the amount of troops, because not sure yet if they're gonna have enough food on the left side. I guess we'll find out after this little break, and I think this is a time to take a look at the chat. Okay, as you can see, there's a few minutes of delay to prevent people cheating and seeing what the enemy has. So I'm answering a bit later than you can expect. Okay, so yeah, I think the tiles are walked from the door. I'm not quite sure, but I always counted the first tile below the door as the first. But not like this. No, I think the first tile is after the door. But yeah, whatever. Kinda scared to read this. I mean, it's like you can explain this somehow, but I don't think that it would be good idea for balance. Obviously, I know that was more of a joke, but still. Okay. How many farms in 60 piece time? Yeah, I'd even say it depends on the tactic because. Okay, let me take a look. No, nothing happens yet. Depends on the tactic because I've seen some bases which are good for peacetime armies, but later on, obviously it goes bad. For example, Mr. Fu likes to play with kind of base where he has like four farms and extra marketplace which trades stone for the corn. So we kind of have like 5 farms there, and I think 5 farms is the bare minimum. Maybe 4 if you don't need horses, but it's kind of stupid. Not on this level. You can play medium level with 4 farms on peacetime, but it's a waste unless you go for some kind of iron strategy, which you can obviously do. You can also go for 2 farms and go full iron. So yeah, depends on your tactic. If you go full iron, then 2 farms. If you go for the very small base, then 4 to 5 farms. Normal base will have 6, 7 farms. Bigger base will have like 9, 10. Probably not more, because I mean Dima might have more, but or maybe not. Maybe not in peacetime. Dima will aim for 10, I think. Uh, and regarding how many buildings to make, you you can kinda count it like this. Like each building that uses corn needs 1.5 of a farm. It's not exact. There are exact values which are a bit different. Like swine farm needs a bit less, and the stables need a bit more or something like this. I don't remember. And the mill needs like 1.2 of a farm, something like this. But I think if you assume 1.5, it's more or less right, and you can check the proper values somewhere. Probably there's a program that can show you the proportions for the units. I mean for the buildings. Anyway, the game just started, so I'll be very quick to take a look at what else was happening here. Yeah, 22 builders is the standard right now. 22, 24. How many soldiers on 60? Ah, okay. Yeah, you could see what the best players are doing here. Okay, I'll try to answer the last questions in a bit while already showing how the scouting. But yeah, like I said, 22 builders, 24, something like this. 22 is probably standard these days. And serfs depends. We can take a look at all the bases. Like Hari has 79, Bami has 81. Yeah, seems about right. Yeah, something between 70 and 80 will be the standard, but it depends on the base. You have to scale the size. For a small base, 65, 70 maybe would be better. You have to try, but trying with 80 at first is probably the best idea for now, for the start. And yes, Thunder, special mention goes to double roads. As always. Seems like somebody's lagging a bit. Huh. Which probably saved this horse from Bami. Still, it's interesting place for him. He will scout quite a bit here. But if Desti was a bit quicker, he could try to go there, because there's a gap here. He might do that. Maybe not. Let's try to see the... oh ho ho! Okay, this ain't gonna work. Maybe. Ah, that's impossible. Come on, how the heck this worked? Okay, good job, Bami. You just saved the horse. Let's see the vision of the Russian team. Okay, seems like Desti broke through on the left side. He obviously can go like here, which is the choice that Hadi took, and as you can see, it's pretty easy to go down there and be unnoticed, unless you forget about your own knight, which can also happen. It's pretty hard to stop on such a map when it's usually 3 versus 3 what's played on this map, but in this case you have 2 versus 2 and there's some extra locations, for example the bridge on the top. Okay, product placement again, but I have to drink something, so refer that. Seems like the bottom team is putting their troops on the position. Seems like they chose a bit interesting setup here, because I didn't really expect the lower player from there to go through this entrance. It's interesting to see, for sure, but as you can see, Destiny and Akita are in one spot, which means they will attack Hari right away, I'm afraid. Unless Bami goes back, which is exactly what he's doing, but he keeps the horses on the right. And the Russians will attack. Ooh, it's risky. And well, that's the last thing I expected to see today. But it doesn't seem like a good decision. Look, Bami has all his troops hidden here. I really don't know why they attacked, thinking he's not here, or maybe he was like here. They see this. I don't understand this decision. But well, they will kill Hades knights, but Raketas will be lost as well. I'd say it doesn't look too good for the Russians. These horses will not do anything. Okay, there's still a lot of horses there, so maybe they will get through, but okay, there's a lot of melee as well. Not all the bows are shooting, by the way, which is very bad for Hari, I guess. At least a bit bad. Whoa, that's gonna be a short one. Probably. Although the fight is pretty even, and I really don't know what's gonna happen here. Desti already going back. Yeah, seems like the bottom massively won. But there's still horses, and I'm afraid that these horses might be a bit too good. I don't like the way Bami is advancing here, because he should just hide behind this, go around. Really? It was 3 kills and he ignored this. And same here, he's just catching this. I really don't understand this decision. You should just... That's probably a critical mistake, because there's enough balls. Actually no. The bottom has enough soldiers to make mistakes, it seems. But Bami should definitely do this better. Still, the Russians are going back in a pretty good way, and they're pointing the bottom team. I don't think it's gonna be enough. Like, you can see the LTs are winning big time. I'm really surprised what happened here. Like, okay. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. What the hell did we just see? The Russians attacked. I don't really understand why they did that, but it seems like they did. And LTs get a very fast win. 5 minutes. Okay, I'm not gonna wait. Okay, so Han and Bami won this game. The stats seem pretty similar. Like I said, the army seemed pretty on the same level. I really hoped for a nice game. Maybe if not that long as we remember in the past, but I really understand the decision of the Russian team to attack. It was like very bad decision. Somehow they thought Bami didn't have troops. That's I think what happened. But I have no idea why they thought this, because it's like they didn't scout enough, and Bami was exactly in the right spot where you expect him to be when you see what the Russians did. And I really don't understand what happened here. I mean, just look. I'm just gonna save this replay. Uh, let's take this. Because wanted to do this, but seems like let's take one last look at what happened here. By the way, if someone wants to do this, because I have a bit different values on the clocks on F6, F7, F8 buttons, then you gotta edit the KaM Remake settings.ini configuration file, and you can fine tune the values there. So you can have a bit different speed settings for skipping stuff in replays. And let's try to stop on the peace time to see the armies one more time precisely. Harry had about 32 swordmen, 8 of them being knights actually, 48 leather troops. That's a massive amount. That's the kind of spam you expect on this map. But only 64 recruits, which is kinda bad. Still, I think in a couple of minutes he probably caught up to that. Bami had 23. I mean, he had a bit more of the shields and armors, but only 23 swords at the peacetime, which probably is also something that he can fix in a few minutes. It seems like he's using only one weapon smithy and 4 armor smithies. Can somebody explain this to me? I've never seen something like this. I don't really understand what happens here, but okay. Okay, I don't get this tactic. Like, it just doesn't work. Come on. At least I don't think it works. Like, that's why he overproduced the swords, I think. But anyway. 40 leather and 8 horses. Pretty nice, but I would say it's a bit lacking for this map. Rakieta, not too bad at all. Pretty nice iron. Similar to Hade overall. Just a bit more horses. Similar amount of recruits. So definitely definitely on par with what Hade had. And finally, Desti with stuff pretty similar to Bami, but I think still a bit better. He had okay, maybe he didn't have enough leather for this, but had a bit more horses, which counters that, I guess. Yeah, so pretty similar armies overall. But let's see what happened after peacetime. Let's see the vision of the Russian team again, because I really don't understand their motives and why they even attacked in such a brutal way. Like, okay, actually, I think I might have an idea what happened here, but I need to see the amount. Okay, here it's like they kind of think that the enemy is here. Is that correct? Can this even work against such experienced players? I really don't get it. Let me see again. Like, they even saw these troops here. Maybe they weren't looking, but they should have seen them. Come on. And now they decide that they should just storm in. Look what happens here. He's like right behind here. And Harry, there's like no way he doesn't notice this and doesn't go back a bit. That's precisely what he did. right now. He can escape with this. He can catch this. Yeah, I really don't get it. This is Rakieta and Desti. One of the best fighters in this game. I thought so at least. And they made a really rookie mistake. This is this is random level. This is like complete bullshit. I'm I'm really disappointed in the Russians' performance today. Like, who the hell does that? Maybe they just wanted to finish the tournament. I don't see any other explanation. I'm really disappointed by them. But I guess on the other hand, LT1, that's my clan. I'm kind of happy about that, you know. But I gotta say this game wasn't that good, and I'm really angry at the Russians for not giving their best. Cause what the fuck was that? Really? Even I wouldn't storm like this. Anyway, I guess that's tough luck. Yeah, so that's the first game I wanted to show you, and from what I know, the second game will start in about 30 minutes, and until that moment, I guess I'll just put a nice placeholder screen. Oh, it seems like that's the wrong image. Let me see if I have the new one. Yep. So the placeholder stays until 20. Please bear in mind that there's 20 minutes delay, so I should probably say 2020. I'll edit the image in a bit actually, cause this is kind of a lie. Okay, I guess it can stay like this. Okay. Seems like this is better. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see here, we'll be back in about 30 minutes to show you the game against between Mexican team at coaches 12 versus Esman and Kungen. And tomorrow at similar time, we'll have Tomix and Astra versus Bolt and Holodzets. I'm leaving the stream on for now, and we'll be back as soon as we've got a game. So yeah, we have about 30 minutes break from now, so see you later today. Hello guys, seems like the fight is already started. So far nothing interesting happens, I guess. One thing that could be improved is probably the camera on the right. Yep, there we go. I've got a little surprise for you guys, but it will have to wait until we go to the lobby. Some catch on the bottom. Seems like S lost a few of his horses. Ah, sorry, Kungen, not S. Doesn't look too good for the bottom team, I'd say. Pretty strange troops, by the way, in this fight. Yeah, seems like Maxi and coaches will likely win this one. No chance for anything else to happen. And there we go. So let's say hello to Głowica, who will commentate this game with me. When he tunes on his microphone.
Hey, wake up. Hey, wake up.
Okay, seems like our idea didn't work. Ah, okay, I can commentate alone, I guess. I didn't realize that he's going to have such performance problems. That would be bad in a game on this level, I guess. So sorry for this. Oh well.
Hey, wake up.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Okay, so we're back after this technical break. Okay, so I had this nice plan to have Glovica stream with me here today. Some of you guys might know him as uh, a player who had pretty nice statistics on the Knights and Merchants League. Uh, Pretty good camper, but seems like he might have problems. There were some concerns from the people here in the lobby that he will be lagging a lot after peacetime. So the teams did not allow for this. Both teams actually protested. So yeah, I guess it's not too bad because we have Harry, and Harry is
Yeah, way
very
better.
very experienced streamer. So we are in good hands. Don't worry, guys.
Who won the battle?
Um, I have short memory, but I'm pretty sure it was Coaches and Maxi.
Okay, yeah. Because I think the top logs are better than the bottom ones.
Yeah, it's
That's why it goes.
yeah, that's similar pick to how it happened in the previous game. The Russians won and they picked the top logs, and I can't blame them for that. As we saw in the previous game, the bottom logs are a bit tricky. Everything is quite far away. When on top logs, even if some things are a bit far, for example, I'm not right sure if I would like to play this log. Uh,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's still a
very
bit
tricky.
better, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like this log is the best one on these 4 locations we have given. Because like you can go for farms here and you can spam farms down here and go for woodcutter here or
Mhm.
cut this forest and you have easy access to this and to this. And yeah, your goal is a bit closer as well than on other
Mhm.
logs.
Yeah. So everything is a bit better, and it kind of makes sense. Like when
Connection lost.
everything makes sense when you build a base there. Like
Yeah,
when you put the farms on the left, you can just put everything on the right side, and it just works. Like you just build whatever you want like this. And on the other logs, you kind of have to stick uh, to the plan of the log and pay attention of all the resources which are scattered all around the locations. So it's sometimes kind of tricky.
yeah,
For example, this log, the gold is pretty bad here.
yeah,
This is not much better.
yeah. Many people say that this log is the hardest one.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play this log actually because I can spam many farms on the bottom while I go
Mm-hmm.
for gold. Yeah, the wood is really tricky on this log. Because like the forests are far away, you can't really go for them this early.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kuman tries to do this, but yeah, and even like later on, you kind of have everything on the top, every forest. So this can cause some wood problems as well. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you need to manage this well
Yeah.
because many times I had wooden weapons problems on this location.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously. I mean, I don't know why people don't use this space, for example, of course, at some point of time, because right away, your main concern is probably making like any woodcutter on this log, then a woodcutter which will take one of these forests at least, or better like make a few woodcutters which will take both, and then go like here, plant something here, something like this. That's what I would do. But if you make these all woodcutters and you still need more, then you can still make them there, I think, because this is nice
Yeah,
space for planting.
I went for growing woodcutter here, which you can do pretty fast. So this
Mhm.
will cut trees very early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I also
this
think
will
it's
just boost a bit.
yeah, it's a pretty nice look. I mean, this is a pretty nice spot for woodcutter because here it will not clutter your base too much.
Yeah, and like the stone.
Mm, what about the stone? I mean, I guess you mean that. Uh, I mean, I can't really hear you right now, but I guess you mean that when the stone goes out, then it's going to be there's going to be a lot of space here, so you can plant more trees. You hear Harry? Cause we can't really hear you. Okay, guess I have to go on my own for now. Okay. So so far Iceman's base looks pretty lovely, and you can see it's like he's rushing all the buildings. It's pretty insane. Already making a farm. Kinda similar here, but I think the location was pretty nice for this build that Max is going for. Like Harley mentioned, he can make the farms on the left side. I think this might be an interesting pre-build because I believe we saw Rakieta here before going like this. The road was mm, going straight from the entrance of storehouse, and this way you could fit 3 farms right away. But it seems like Maxi has a different plan. Probably, yeah, I'd say this is gonna be a woodcutter. Although there's also a possibility that he wants to wait for this to be cut. But I think he's gonna make this woodcutter. Mm, make like 3 farms here, maybe a bit more later on the bottom. But definitely the main reason he's going here is to get the forest from the bottom. Mm, I'm kind of wondering where he's gonna do the planting woodcutters, because he will definitely need some. Mm, must admit, I'm kinda curious what coaches will do in this game. Oh, and by the way, I think I didn't give a formal introduction to the teams, but I guess by now you probably noticed who's playing in the game. Coach is 12 under his fake nickname John Rambo. Not sure if it can be called fake anymore, but you get what I mean. Mexican T, and at the bottom we've got S-Man and Kungen from Beat Clan. And as I was mentioning, I'm quite curious what coaches will do, but I think when he's got a pre-build, he can do a pretty nice base. And in this case, obviously, everyone has pre-builds for the tournament locations, because you only need like 2 per map, because we know the maps and locations in advance. I would say that this is not the best idea for the tournament because you know, it's not unpredictable and people can prepare themselves. I mean, there are 2 schools on making tournaments, I guess. Like some people will prefer to have a tournament where you have unexpected stuff happen and nobody knows the locations they play, so they have to go freestyle. And some will prefer something like we have here. I'm pretty sure Coaches is one of those persons because he's One of those that make pre-builds a lot, especially for important games. And I'm pretty sure that whatever he plays today is going to be a fine selection of buildings, which he did probably a week or two ago, knowing him. So,
Okay,
uh,
I'm back.
yeah, okay, welcome back. I was wondering about coaches and his performance, because on one hand, I'm kinda of opinion that he's the worst player in this lobby, usually, but on the other hand, he's always pretty powerful when he can have a nice pre-build for a lock, and I'm pretty sure he's got one.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess every player has pre-built, and even if they don't, this map has been played so many times now that I guess everyone knows how to play on each and where
Yeah.
to put the buildings. Well, I think yeah, coach is maybe a bit worse than the other three players here, but I not by much. I think like
Hmm.
especially in the last time when he came back some weeks ago. Yeah, he improved a lot again.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, he played quite some 1v1 games in the league, and seems like he really prepared himself well for the tournament. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
we should see a nice game. Especially after a youth game, I really crave to see something nice, because that fight was really terrible. I really have no
Yeah.
idea what the Russians did, but it was like I don't know, they were drunk or something.
Yeah, we
Uh,
had no idea either.
yeah.
I was standing there and telling Bami if they go on me now, we kind of won because
Mhm.
like we can shoot them with all our archers.
Mhm.
And I don't know what they thought. Like maybe they thought Bami is more to the right side and they can just rush me. But yeah,
Yeah.
even when I watched replay, I didn't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I did. At the end of the game, I was like, "What the hell just happened?" And I just opened up the replay straight away to show it once again to everyone. But it seems like it was very hard to understand why they decided to just suicide like this.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
they
know.
could even see, they had enough vision. They could see that the Bambi was a bit on the right side, but it wasn't that far away from you. It was like very easy for you to get back a bit, and like I mean, I think he was here with some troops, and you were
Yeah.
like here, and the Russians were here. So it's like it's like not even the same distance. You were closer to Bami. So yeah, pretty strange. It's sad that it happened at this point of the tournament, but I guess we have to live on with that. Maybe this game will be a bit nicer.
Yeah, I
Actually,
hope so.
yeah. Actually, I didn't see the replays. Only one actually of Esman Kungen from this tournament. I saw their fight from the previous game, but I think they played against someone who didn't really know how to play, and it was like very fast catch, and it was GG already. So I'm not sure if this is a game that says anything about what they can do in this tournament.
Yeah, they are pretty good players, and yeah, I guess this is a really equal match. Yeah, S-Man is known for being a pretty good fighter and also solid games, like always something like 35 swordmen and like 50 bows
Mhm.
or 40 bows,
Mhm.
and some knights as well, of course. But yeah, he's a pretty good fighter, so I'm really looking forward for this game.
Yeah. What do you think about Kungen? Because I
Kongan
would
is
probably say the
also
same about him.
yeah, I think he has a bit better spam and um yeah, but I think S might be a bit better fighter. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen
Mhm.
S around for quite some time now. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Kongan is a bit better builder, I think. He can
Mhm.
make a bit better bases and army.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with the opinion about the bases. All the fighting skills, I always felt that these two players are best at spamming. Uh, Maybe Esman is not bad in fights indeed. I kind of felt usually that he likes to have good players in his team, and usually he wins by spam. So it would be interesting to see what happens when everyone's got more or less equal armies, and that's what I'm hoping to see today. Mm, but I think the better guys here can definitely uh, stand on their own and do something nice today in the fight. Although I think that Mexican tea and especially coaches are probably better in fighting.
Yeah, I think they have a bit better synergy, because at least I think they know each other for a very long time now, so
Hmm.
they know what to expect from each other.
To have good communication, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like somebody wise once said, communication is key. So I guess this might be what might make the top team win, but I guess we'll see uh, in a couple of minutes. Mm, let's take a quick look at all the locations. It seemed like there's one Iron Mine so far from Esman. He's going for some coal right now. Uh,
Fast iron.
yeah, but doesn't seem like anyone. Oh, maybe Kunga is going for like 3 Iron Mines right now. The
Yeah.
other players are taking only one at start and then the second one. Maybe it's a bit easier on his lock. I remember in the previous game you were also because you were playing on Kungen's lock and you were also the fastest with 3 Iron Mines, while the
Yeah,
other
but
players,
you really need to
yeah.
focus on that. Really
Mm,
need to focus on that because it's still far away, I guess. Even though you can build one woodcutter here,
mhm,
and wood is also a problem. Kungan has some wood problems. Well, now it's fine, but some minutes ago he had some wood problems, which
mhm,
which I had as well when I
mhm.
played today.
Yeah, I could. I think I will not. I actually noticed that while I was streaming. Mm, but I think it doesn't look, at least at this moment we're looking, it doesn't look too bad with his full, I mean wood. He can still make
Yeah,
buildings and he doesn't seem to be stopping so far. He still
yeah, but
has some,
this
yeah.
is really close woodcutters.
Mm-hmm. It's too
They
bad.
won't be that effective.
Mm-hmm,
If he
exactly.
doesn't plans to have this one planting
Mm-hmm.
trees, this will be very hard with wood in
Yeah.
later game.
Oh, he's cutting only here as well. I really don't get it. This is gonna be pretty bad, I think.
Yeah, I think he does this just temporarily to increase
Mm-hmm.
his wood production a bit.
Maybe. Yeah, that
He
might
will
make
change
sense.
because there's no reason to not plant anything there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but this seems pretty tricky lock indeed when it comes to wood production.
Oh, this one is cutting only, so I really wonder how he's gonna manage his wood production later on.
Mm-hmm. Marketplace? I don't know.
Hmm. I don't know. Yeah,
Sounds like a terrible idea, but can't
he
really
has
explain others
only
here.
2 farms now, finishing his third one. Yeah, but it's you kind of have a bit slower farms.
Mm.
But once your wood production is running, you can make them easily, like he's doing right. Uh,
Mm. was about to say that the top team seems to have a bit better farms right now. Although I don't know, S-Man's farms are not that... okay, he has like 2 farms working as like for twice the fields. So he just needs to make 2 more buildings here. Does he have wood? Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't do that. But it kinda seems like wood is tricky for most of the players. Maybe not for Maxi, but like we said before, pretty nice lock, and it's hard to screw up wood on this lock, so we should probably not be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, okay, he's cutting only here. Okay, that's on purpose, I guess. Probably waiting for this one to
Yeah.
be finished, and then gonna make a farm plan.
Yeah. His second gold mine is a bit late, I think. Yeah, he has many gold in one smelter, but he needs to build one soon.
By the way,
The iron is a bit
yeah,
late as well.
yeah. What do you think about going for 3 iron mines at the same time? Because I always believed it's better, but to be honest, comparing you and Rakieta, 2 different approaches when he went a bit like Maxi right now. So first for the iron buildings and then for all the iron mines. And comparing what Rakieta did to what you did, like 3 iron mines right away, it still seems like it's like the same and there's like no advantage.
Yeah,
Maybe
if
it's
you do it,
slight advantage from you, but I'm not sure.
yeah, if you do it correctly with those 3 iron mines start, it can be way better. Like you can have 40 swordmen or something like this on eruption, but yeah, you kind of have to trade something for that. Like, if you have nice iron, you will most likely not have that good ladder spam. So you kind of have to find a middle way. Like, yeah, well, I think, yeah, as I said, the 3 iron mines are maybe better, but for me it's just a bit too stressful in normal games, so I'd only do it in tournaments because it's like you have to build ladder buildings and iron smelters at the same time, and you have to manage that really well to execute perfectly.
Yeah, I see. But yeah, on this location which you played, like we already mentioned, wood management is kind of tricky, so I guess that's also one of the things that slowed down your iron a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Kungan is going to make this plant now, so
Oh, interesting.
will be a bit.
Well, now that we know his plan, how many? He has like 6 woodcutters at the moment, 1 more being made on the top. Ah, it's quite possible this will work reasonably well. Yeah, and like you expected, this one is planting as well again. The ones on the left are cutting something. It's very painful location for wood, but I think he's kinda managing it alright. Maybe some buildings are a bit late, but I think
It's
he might be fine.
stored up some iron ore, and yeah, its production will be nice of iron. And 6 farms already is also pretty nice. 7 farms actually soon.
Still, I've got a feeling that the armies in your game were not spectacular. I expected much more than eruption. Maybe your army was pretty nice, and Raketas, but the other 2 players, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Bami was missing some swords, but else I thought his army was nice as well, like 30 swordmen, 10 pikes, and yeah. 40 bows or something. But yeah, I trained this log. I played a few times this week, and I always had better results than I had right now
Yeah,
in the tournament.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't
But
know.
yeah, go on.
I kind of fucked up my start a bit, and yeah, still was fine though.
But looking at what happens in the similar times compared to the previous game, I think the level of army in this game might be lower than before. At least when it comes to iron troops, I think all these guys are doing worse than you all guys did in the previous game. I have a feeling that mm, it will be hard to see someone with 30 iron, maybe even.
Yeah, Kungen will definitely have something like 30.
Yeah,
I
maybe
guess he
Kungen.
he always goes for. I think yeah, he might go for 20 swordmen and 20 pikes, something like this.
Yeah, that's in
Like
Kungen's case. I agree, that's possible. Only his iron probably looks good enough at this moment to do something like this.
and I
Esman,
think
it kind of started working
Esmond will
right
be
now, I
fine.
think. Oh,
It's
no.
working for quite some time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just noticed the weapons. They're actually taking out the weapons right now. So hard to say how many, but probably. Yeah. Okay, so he'll
Goes for
probably have
10 pikes.
30 something. Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
maybe
Pike only?
30.
No.
No, he goes for 10 pikes and
Yeah.
30 swordmen, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm,
only 4 farms right now, which is not that good.
yeah, that's kind of bad, especially that he has all the stuff he needs. Like he has this corn grown out already. I mean, he didn't plant here, so maybe not big deal. So, what's his plan? Does he go for a third swine farm or wants to have some
Yeah,
horses? Probably the
I
latter.
think if you go for this late farms or this few farms, you need to go for a third swine farm, or else you will have some starvation later on.
Mm,
So maybe he goes for uh, uh well, he goes really for stables as third building. I didn't expect that because
mm-hmm.
oh well, he has a fisher
Extra farm.
running right now.
He's also got some extra farm he's building right now. Looks like he's going for 8 farms in this build. So I guess he's just trying to catch up with the farms amount and forcing his stables right now. Because without horses on the eruption, it might be a bit hard.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe he goes for stables at fourth building, like so he will still have like 5 to 6 horses. But yeah,
Yeah,
this is
doesn't
better
seem so
for
bad.
peacetime army, but later on it will be hard
Mm-hmm.
to manage this food production.
Yeah, there's still a possibility he's gonna go for a mill next, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah, it definitely needs it, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, let's look at the top team. Oh, coach is having some full farm and
Uh,
only 5 farms right now, and the sixth one being built.
yeah, it all seems very slow. I mean, I didn't expect these players to play such slow games,
This
and
is really late, Iron Man.
yeah, but I think it's a deja vu from the previous game. I think Desti had a similar problem.
Hmm.
Quite interesting. So, like I kinda expected, weakest link in this game might be coaches, but uh, I don't know. I think his farms are slightly better than Hungens, maybe no difference. Yeah, not much difference to be honest. Max is iron, what's the time? Might be hard for him to get 30 on peacetime.
It will be 30, I think. Yeah. I think it will be something of around 30 and 10 to 12 horses, so it will be a nice army, I guess. Farms are
Yeah.
good as well.
Pretty nice stables, by the way. It's pretty early.
Yeah. Already 3 horses. Yeah, it will be around 12 knights, I guess. If it keeps working like this, and I
No.
don't think it will not work like this.
You know, it kind of looks like the armies might be a bit similar to what we saw last game. At least I have a feeling that Maxi is gonna have exactly the same stuff as Rakieta before, and other
Yeah,
players more or less it seems similar. Look, even S going for 10 pikes just like Bami did. Interesting.
yeah, true. I think the top team on our game had many knights. I think like Raketa had 12 knights and Tessa at least 10. So yeah, but I
Yeah.
couldn't use them quite.
20 minutes. Yeah, I also think that coaches will have similar army to Desti. At least similar amount of horses. I
Yeah,
can't judge leather, but iron might. Wait a second. Like probably 5 pikes and the rest. Yeah. But the iron doesn't look too good in coaches' base. That third iron mine is gonna hurt him a lot.
I wonder why everyone is going for such a late third pig farm, because like if you have your pig farm 20 minutes before your third pig farm 20 minutes before peacetime ends, you will most likely have about 50 leather. At least that's from my experience. So I always try to have it up at 20 minutes before peacetime end.
Still, you can instead, if you don't plan on playing a long game, then you can instead make a meal, I guess, and be a
Yeah.
bit safer about the production the last few moments before the peacetime bell. Oh, look at the amount of ore in the storehouse here.
Yeah,
Interesting.
pretty nice.
I'm wondering how would be the timings of his iron mines compared to yours, because I didn't check that before.
I think it was about equal, maybe a bit faster than I did. But his third iron smelter is very late, I guess. Needed about 20 minutes before peacetime. And his
Hmm. I mean,
iron weaponsmiths are late.
yeah, I mean, he might still catch up. It's like nobody's gonna take this iron ore from him.
Yeah, that's true.
Still, it could be a bit faster.
But his smithies won't be able to produce 40 weapons, which he needs if he goes for 20 pikes and 20 swordmen. So I think he will lack up a few iron
Iron bars. Yeah. I kind of have a feeling that it's still fine because there's 16 minutes and I never really observed how fast the iron smithies work, but got a feeling that before peacetime they're gonna make all the bars anyway. At least that's how it looked in your game, like maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes before all the stuff from storehouse went out.
Yeah. Yeah, they catch up pretty fast. Yeah, that's true. Oh, and Kungan is going for a mill, so he will be safe with his
Yeah,
food.
but he's also got 3 swine farms already, and
Yeah.
doesn't seem to have. Oh no, he has stables. Didn't notice already
Nice.
some
8
horses.
farms, which is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, indeed. So it's a bit better, and even if Esman's farms were a bit late, now he has 8 as well. So he will probably catch up a little bit in a while, making a third swine farm too right now. No sign of meal so far, but guess we'll see later. Kind of a feeling that he's gonna. Oh yeah, he's making some wine as well, somewhere here.
Oh yeah. This will be nice as well.
Yeah, so I think he's got his food production under control. But look, this iron isn't too bad. It seems like he has like 24 armors and 14 shields, and with 14 minutes left, I think he should have about 35 iron troops on peacetime. Maybe
Yeah,
a bit
something
less, maybe
about
30. No, it's not too bad, I'd say. With this iron being
but
quite late here.
again late third iron smelter
Yeah,
in my
that's very, very late. But like his teammate, he is also gathering the ore in the storehouse, so maybe that's not going to be the biggest problem. Seems a bit better than what Maxi has. Kinda similar to what
yeah.
Kungen has. Kungen and Maxi have exactly the same iron right now. Maybe a bit better for Maxi.
Maxi already 7 horses. That's really nice.
Yeah, and 6
Kongen
swords.
not 5.
But that's funny. But seems like the best iron so far is. Oh wait a second. Either S or John Rambo. John Rambo because S doesn't have swords. Yeah.
But I don't think John Rambo will keep up with his iron production because he had really late iron mines.
Yes, indeed. And
So as
the guys on the left are gathering the iron ore storehouse, so they'll still probably have to catch up a bit. At least
yeah, they
Kungen should.
will have better iron.
Yeah, at least Kungen should easily overtake coaches. He's almost right there. For Esman, I don't know. Doesn't seem like this is gonna hurt him as well. Like we mentioned before. So I think he'll stay around coaches' level. He'll catch up a bit and
This
then
one is late.
stay there. Oh.
This is late as well.
Yeah, there's only 11 minutes. He's gotta make about 30 weapons now in 10 minutes, so it's pretty bad. Looking at the leather amount in all the bases, looks best. Overall, it looks best for, I would say, Maxi, because it seems like he doesn't have a problem with wood right now. While I'm a bit afraid about the other players. Let me quickly see how many buildings they have here. Seems like all these 3 players, actually Maxi as well, everyone has like 2 wooden weapon makers at this moment.
Could be faster, yeah, but it will still be fine, I guess.
I'm not really familiar with the rate of wood production, of wooden weapons production, so I can't say how many they can make. Sorry.
Normally you
In
want
the
to
10
have it
minutes.
up at. Normally you want to have it up and running at like 10 minutes before peacetime.
How many
So
buildings?
yeah, 3 wooden weapon workshops, and 3 leather workshops. That's, I guess, the key thing you wanna go for. Yeah. When I see the bases right now, I guess everyone will have average armies, nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
nothing too great, nothing too bad. So yeah.
exactly. It's kind of a bummer because I expected to see really nice bases here, and instead everyone goes like safe option. Maybe except for Maxi. I think he's going all out in there.
Oh, wow, already 11 horses.
Yeah. But then his lock is pretty nice, and we shouldn't be surprised by this. You could also see Raketa's base was a bit better than the others. Maybe except you, but yeah. I'm gonna see there's some catching up with the iron production towards Maxi, but not too much anymore. But looking at what happens here, it's it's just like in previous game. It doesn't seem like Kungan will have a lot more iron troops. Maybe like one or two more troops, something like this, compared to Maxi. Uh, you can really see that the locations are kinda limiting the players here. Oh,
This is full.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of not working properly. I don't know why. Oh,
I
this
know
is not
why.
working.
He just blocked the iron ore here. And I don't know,
Oh well.
that's, yeah. That's a bit
Yeah,
far from the coal production. It's a
his
strange
coal
choice.
mines are pretty low as well. I had I had a bit of a coal problem as well on this log. I don't understand why I had like 13 coal mines and it still didn't work properly.
Mm-hmm. He's got 10 at the moment, and okay, he's not making. He made one more right now, so he's got 11. I'd say it should work. How many builds we have? 2, 4, 6, 9. Yeah, should be fine. So I guess this one is a bit far away, and just that's just the problem here. Or maybe serves 84 should be fine as well.
Yeah,
Strange.
this ones are pretty empty as well in terms of coal. Everything is empty. And
Maybe the
these are not
timings.
full as well.
Yeah, maybe the timings were pretty bad earlier. It's hard to say right now,
Yeah.
but I think it's possible because of the wood problems. So you know everything goes a bit slower. We definitely noticed this building was made pretty late. I think he was waiting for quite a few minutes to get the wooden planks delivered there, and I
Yeah.
think it impacted like two or three buildings on the coal field as well. So that might partially explain the shortage here.
Oh, and this is not working. He didn't make any more. Uh, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why.
Hungry? Oh no, he just didn't
Yeah,
enable
he
it. That's funny.
didn't select.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you should get a notification
But
that.
I think it
Yeah.
might be on purpose, cause oh no, wait, definitely not.
This
What the
can't be.
heck?
Yeah, this can't
Hmm.
be on purpose. Ah, now he did it. Okay.
Yeah,
Now he.
can't be on purpose because he still needs a lot. Maybe just that he was microing something else at that moment or forgot, whatever. The amount of leather would be pretty nice, but just look at the amount of wooden weapons. It's pretty bad, I'd say. Like, kind of like we expected, although you can see that right now it's not an issue of not having enough tree trunks. How many sawmills? 4 sawmills. Doesn't seem like it's enough. Three. I'd say he might need like one more sawmill and one more weapon workshop. At least the weapon workshop for sure. Mm, maybe 4 sawmills is
Yeah, but
enough for
they will
this.
catch up. They will catch up, I guess. They are
Yeah,
all working
actually,
pretty.
yeah, like 12 needed so right now, so it will catch up after peacetime, I guess, but it doesn't look good on photos, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that will still be fine.
Yeah, similar situation in Kungen's base. 12 wooden weapons lacking, and oh, the problem is that his iron weapons are pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
really
say that,
surprised.
yeah, if the top team attacks straight away, it could be GG if they execute it properly. And it doesn't seem like the top needs more weapons. Coaches is fine. Maxi also fine. Yeah. He's got everything
Yeah.
he wanted to have. Yeah, so it might be a nice and quick rush from the top. In this game, it might actually work, because it definitely didn't in the previous one.
14
But
horses by Maxi.
yeah, and 8 from coaches.
They
Kinda
might
reminds me
they
of
might try to rush.
yeah, kinda reminds me of the situation in one of the games of Hargon and Lexus on rebound. I don't remember who was the enemy, but it was pretty brutal. And they had like all the horses they needed, while the enemy had almost none. I think they had like one horse maybe. So this is what might happen again today, with the top team having a pretty nice big army with a lot of horses. Although the bottom also has some. Yeah, all depends how fast the top is. Cause right now there might be some advantage.
Yeah. The left team definitely needs to camp for a few minutes after peace time.
Like Kunken's situation doesn't look that bad, but still lacking a lot of wooden weapons. So and it
And
doesn't decrease.
recruits.
Oh yeah, and recruits indeed. Just like it kind of seems similar here. Okay, and but the recruits on the top team, coaches is okay, but only 65 from Maxi.
Oh, that's not good
So
as well.
he's probably gonna wait as well. Oh no.
Oh, this is bad.
Ah.
No, they
Okay,
can.
that's the worst thing that could have happened in the tournament. Like there's nothing we can do about it, I guess. But uh, everyone had to quit. Hopefully they
But
didn't
at
check the
least we get
stats.
to see the stats. At least we
Yeah.
get to see the stats as well. What's funny is that Maxi and Coaches have similar iron ore, and but worse than Kungan and S, which is surprising because Kungan and S, at least as I can imagine now, didn't have that good iron weapons. So they just had a bit later timings and they would catch up quite a
That's
few minutes
possible.
after
Yeah.
peace. Yeah, it seems, at least when it comes to wares, it seems pretty equal for both teams. Only horses are better for the other for Maxi and coaches.
Sound muted.
Okay. Some problems trying to refresh the list of the servers. I'm
Yeah,
guessing I'm not
can't
the only
find any
one.
servers.
Yeah, nice. I mean, I can help these guys to find the server if it's needed. Okay, now I can see.
Oh yeah. Oh, they didn't open now. Didn't make a server right now, or at least I don't see it.
Nope. I can see they're on the same channel. Maybe they're discussing what to do, because it's pretty obvious that everyone could see the stats, and it's a not so nice situation.
Maxi has a lobby now.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, cause I don't want everyone to know the password. I've got my doubts if this is the best choice.
Nice replay as well. Negonu, 8 players.
What? I'm not even downloading this. Okay, let me see. Okay, Mr. Minimalistic. Who was that? You?
No, I don't know who was it. I don't remember this game.
Judging by the call, I have no idea. Okay, let's see if we can kick somebody out from this lobby this way. Damn it.
Works well, yeah, I see.
How about... This is more effective. We probably shouldn't teach people in this community to do this, but it doesn't even seem like it's working. Oh well, it's... I won't say that this is very nice, like he's not going to the lobby right away. Oh, sorry. Because, yeah, like as supposes. Yeah. I'm guessing that there might be some kind of gentleman's agreement, or just no agreement, and everyone knows that if you know, if the replay screen shows up, then it's kind of fair game uh, to see what's there, because it's better when everyone sees it than when one guy sees it and the other doesn't, especially in a tournament.
Well, it's a awkward situation, I would say.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you can't do much about game bug. We gotta live somehow with this. So I guess there's not much we can do. Okay. While he's still watching the replay, I think. Uh, what the hell is this?
Oh, it's
Okay.
going.
Seems like I forgot to show the game. Okay, now it works. Thankfully, I clicked on the OBS and I noticed that the game wasn't visible right now after we went in lobby. But now
Oh,
it's
that's
fine.
not, at least not for the whole game.
Yeah, only for the lobby, because I was writing the password right now, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But you know, if I didn't notice, It could be nasty, especially with the delay.
That's true, yeah.
One
Like we are screaming
yeah.
how awesome this fight is and no one can see it.
Yeah, we would probably be the laughing stock of the TeamSpeak community. Pretty insane. Anyway, we can see some scouting on the top, as usual. Coaches plays it safe. Probably gonna try through the bridge. Kungen is already on his way. Esman's army on the bottom. Interesting that players are standing on the other. Sorry, forgot to push the button. It's interesting that both teams are standing like one player here, the other on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah. I think it's a really hard spot to attack with 2 players here. It's just not enough space, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
you could try here, but still the same problem, probably.
yeah, it's still the same problem. Yeah, it's tricky because and that this will it's like the same as on rebound, I guess. Even though it's even though it might be a bit smaller space even. It'll be interesting to see how the players will attack here, or if they even will attack here, or just stay AFK. Seems like Maxi is going for right here.
I can't say these armies are amazing so far.
Everyone is taking his time.
Yeah, especially coaches.
Yeah, he always waits a bit until he gets his army out.
Yeah, I mean, it can save you when you expect the fight will be very long. But of course, it's risky if you get attacked right away. I mean, nobody's expecting a house rush in this game, so I guess that's fine. But yeah, you can see that I think Kungan is slowly. Yeah, he's catching up on the wooden weapons for sure. If not for the lack of the wooden shields, he would probably be able to make all the soldiers right now. Well, a few more recruits won't hurt either. Esman's army also. He has only like 4 leather almost more. 3. Yeah, so he's caught up. So it's not like the top team has advantage right now. You can also see that they took all the troops out from the barracks, and there's not many weapons left. So Maxi's recruit problems are not existent anymore as well.
Kungan has 3 gold smellers, so this will catch up as well.
Yeah, there's still some problem with the recruits here. Not too big, but there is. But still, looking at these 2 armies, a bit more on the top. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like a bit more on the top. Yeah, I guess. Even though these lances are very useless in my opinion.
I mean, for this front, I think they are enough. They'll just give him a bit more time to react. Okay, let's see the vision. The top team doesn't have good enough vision. I mean, they don't see this area, which is pretty important here.
Would be nice to have something scouting.
Yeah, but this is even worse. The bottom team doesn't see this. I've got a feeling that nobody's going to attack for 17 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's, as I said, it's really hard to attack here because you can't fit both armies in, or at
Okay,
least not that well to attack.
this is nice. Seems like coach is
Oh
broke
yeah.
through here. It wasn't hard, I mean, but it was necessary thing to do. But this also shows that the top team is probably thinking about attacking because they kind of need to see this if they want to attack.
Aggressive tower placement, I like it.
Okay, what do we do when somebody's making one more tower than he should? Ah, wait, sorry. Ah, okay, okay, I
10,
forgot. Yeah, 10
10
per team.
towers
Never mind.
per team, no?
Never mind. Sorry. I just went like league mode and I was like, why the fuck does
Yeah.
he have more than 5? And I was like, okay. Wrong tournament. Okay, let's see some campiness. Although, yeah, this cliff is really annoying for both sides because nobody can make any offensive action. I wonder how people are making maps like this deliberately. But well, forgive me because you are also a map maker with quite a few maps that are pretty popular in this community. But I've got a feeling that there's like nobody who's even thinking about the battlefield when making maps. Like
Well,
I know it's not easy to do this, but still.
yeah, I think making proper battlefield is the hardest thing in map making. Like logs are easy to make, in my opinion, at least. But battlefield is always something you can't always expect the players to go where your planet plans them to go. So sometimes it will be a bit weird.
But I really don't understand this. I mean, I obviously also have a problem with imagining what people will do on the map, but just look at the situation. It should be plain and simple.
Well, but yeah, obviously this map was made for 3 versus 3, left
Yeah.
versus right, I guess, and then it would change a bit because one player would be here, one player would be here, and maybe one player would be here. So it would be a bit.
Yeah, but still, like this area is like completely obvious what happens here when we see the armies. Maybe the problem is
Yeah.
like when you don't see the armies, it's hard to imagine this. Because right now we have like this guy can just shoot down this guy when he comes too close, and vice versa, and same thing here. And if you advance either here or here, then you get killed by both enemy boss at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
I'd
think,
say on my newer
yeah.
maps, battlefields are kind of okay, still not perfect, but yeah. But on my older maps, yeah, they suck pretty.
But I think you know what was the problem? Like I mean, we can see this cliff is a problem, but if we remove it, what will players do?
Yeah, then it
Yeah,
would
go
be.
here and here, for example.
Yeah, that's true. It's this a bit can be. But what's a perfect battlefield I think is Eruption 8 players can do so many macro plays and stuff like that. Oh, and it seems like Kungan and S want to attack, at least to push a bit. And this is interesting.
Especially that it doesn't cost anything to attack this by coaches.
Oh,
But I
this
think there's a
this was
different
a
problem. Ooh.
this was a misclick by Kungan. He didn't mean to move his archers.
Mm-hmm.
And now they will go in a snake to the enemy and they get shot one by one.
Oh, pretty bad.
But this seems good. At least, yeah.
I think it might still have been some kind of a plan.
Oh, this seems good as well. Yeah, some horses here. Nice attack by S-Man, at least.
I think the left side still has chance to win for coaches. Look, he has a lot more shooters. He might have enough time to rotate here, and Maxi has some horses, so it's not lost yet.
Oh, it's pretty equal.
More
This
troops here, but this is
is
paper
winning.
army, so he has to get back. Okay, but
Oh,
the
this.
top looks very bad, because Kochis has like nowhere to go. He should go like half here, half there, but he doesn't have time to do this. Whoa, pretty bad. Seems equal, but
Uh,
yeah,
Still
Max is
winnable.
trying to kill some balls, hoping that he can repay
Yeah.
the enemy team, but it's pretty hard to do this right now. Seems like okay, they're doing some progress here. That's not too bad. I think it's as good for the top as it could go regarding what happened before in this fight.
Bottom has a bit more archers now. Now it comes to who's the better spam, I guess.
Yeah, but it's okay. They can defend.
Yeah, now the better bases shine, I guess.
Yeah.
Maxi has some problems with wooden weapons. Don't really get why.
Kungan still can't take everything out because of the recruits, but it's not.
Oh,
It's quite
nice, but
close.
nice reinforcements by Kungan.
Yeah. I'm afraid next attack from the bottom might crush them, but what the top needs right now is a lot more troops. But like you said,
Oh,
Max's wood is not too good.
and these are all empty.
Oh crap!
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, he rebuilt some here. Okay, then
But it seems like they are pushing or attacking even.
oh yeah, just didn't notice. I was watching the base.
Not even waiting for reinforcements. That's probably a good idea to be aggressive here. Although I still think right now the top team can easily defend. When the reinforcements come, it's probably too late, but Maxi doesn't know that yet. It would be hard for the top team to defend all these balls here, I think. But they can do this maybe. I'm just wondering how
Oh
far
wow.
they want to go back. Come again? What
Yeah,
about the tower?
uh, the recruit just came in and killed a knight from Asman.
Ah, okay. He was trying to sneak on balls, right?
No, it like it was dancing with it, and then a recruit came in, and
Ah,
like the
okay.
tower wasn't there was no recruit in
Okay.
it, and it came in.
Anyway, seems like they
Oh,
are
weird.
slowly moving on the left side, trying to exclude Maxi from the fight.
Don't know if it is a good idea to build roads right now there, because if you get pushed, and this might be a obstacle to not pass.
Kinda. But the enemy would have to ignore the builders and not shoot them, which might not happen.
Yeah, but it will be hard for coaches to retreat there then, when the roads are being built.
I think that
But yeah,
the bottom team right now moved back a little to lure them out from the base.
yeah,
And it kinda worked. Now they might attack again, I think. But I believe in coaches and Maxi being good enough players to know how to, push, go back, defend, and push a bit again. It's like bread and butter for them. So I think this one might be a bit long. Unless the bottom out spams the top guys.
From the looks, it seems like the bottom team has more melee and more archers as well. So
Yeah, I'd say
and
they're
now,
attacking right
now you
now.
can see,
Yeah,
now you can
yeah,
see that
perfect. But let's just
might
shoot
not
this
be the
down,
best.
probably.
Yeah, for
Whoa,
coaches it's a bit
what a
bad
nice
now.
shot. But look, it's pretty nice what Koch is doing here with his troops, and I think he might do a pretty nice distraction. Might also kill quite some balls, but so somehow he doesn't hit them right now. He just miss. Oh, now it's better. Now it's way better. Okay.
Oh, this is not nice for
Yeah,
the
it's a
bottom team.
pretty nice spam attacking
Oh well, that's no.
coaches, and
It's
his
okay.
horses got caught. Probably. That was actually on purpose, I think. Very aggressive from the right side,
Yeah, I like it so
but
far.
I'm afraid at some point they'll start losing balls.
Yeah,
But so far they are very good at microing. I still think it doesn't. It will not help too much, but look, I like these small attacks from coaches. Like he doesn't fight for too long with his melee, and he makes sure that only his balls are shooting. Obviously, didn't work indefinitely, but he managed to get some nice shots here. And suddenly, this attack doesn't look as good as it did. There's a chance they might defend, especially with this. Look, they're going back again, and now Mexi is probably trying to catch this. Or coaches. I think it's not a good decision from coaches, right? Or maybe, yeah, maybe good actually. Yeah, look, he's gonna kill a lot of balls here. And the
oh no.
bottom is also quite interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, I think top is fine. Oh, this might
What
hurt,
about
maybe not.
reinforcements? Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, very
Top
nice
team
out push.
defended pretty.
Very nice from the top team. Just look at this. Masters
Oh
of
yeah.
fight.
This is very desperate from.
Yeah, desperate and very stupid. It's gonna get shot down very soon. And this isn't even trying. Look. Seems like
Yeah.
the entire army of the left side got crushed. Now the top has massive advantage, but how much time do you have, Harry? Because I have a
Sorry.
feel. How much time do you have? Because I've got a strange feeling this might take like 3 hours. I've seen it happen somewhere on the same logs on the same map.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends on the bottom team can reinforce their army now because
Yeah.
the top team has a pretty nice advantage.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's too much of an advantage for the top team to fuck up right now, but they would have to be very quick about it. And I'm pretty sure
Oh,
they will.
by the way, double stable from Esmond. This is why he's having so many horses now.
Yeah. Yeah, the horses in late game can help a lot, especially when you at a disadvantage. So it might not be over for the bottom team. And look, they still have plenty. So by the time this goes to one of the bases, it might be they will have enough to defend.
Oh, if they go here, the top team, then
Mm-hmm.
there's no defense at all.
They don't know this yet, unless they took a look at the replay, of course. But well.
Seems like they go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of obvious that Kungen won't be building too many defenses there because it's very far from the
Yeah.
main battlefield.
Yeah, also that.
And it's easier to attack as well, so it's kind of a nice decision.
Yeah.
And S is pretty far.
Mm-hmm. Like you can see here, he's probably gonna try to ambush them from the back because there's like no other option. Actually, it seems like Kungen will do the same to not split the troops. But it's all pretty tricky. Right now the bottom doesn't have enough.
Yeah,
The
but
only thing...
city fight can
Yeah?
also be good for the bottom team, so maybe they
I
still have
mean,
a shot.
the only thing that the bottom can do right now is probably defending city. Like, just
Yeah.
stand with bows and shoot and stuff like this. Like, camp here, for example, maybe here or here. Just play time. It seems like the top team could be a bit faster, because right now they should already be like here.
Oh. They are trying to surround them. I don't know if this will be nice.
Mm,
If they have enough to do this.
I don't think they do, but this is kinda
But again,
paperami, only a few horses.
yeah. But again, this aren't too many melee as well. They will just go into Convent
Look,
City now.
this might be pretty interesting. But
Ooh.
okay, he saw how many he has, or whatever.
Maxi storming it. Oh, okay.
Look at that. Okay, and now I know why Kungan is going back. In the meantime,
Ooh, these horses
this is pretty
can
strange
hurt a bit.
position. I'm not sure if this is good for them.
Oh, this this will
But
be interesting.
this is gonna be really interesting here. This is pretty funny as well, as it seems like Kungan is trying to fight with his bows like it was melee.
Nice catch by us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe nice catch. I don't know. Yeah, if he kills
No.
them fast enough. Yeah, nice. Okay. It was risky, but it paid off.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, but
think
now they're surrounding them, and I think their army is
what
fucked.
is this?
Oh.
The team that wants to surround the other team gets.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
But there's like, I don't really know what's gonna happen here, but probably the bottom will win. Still not sure, because there's a
yeah,
lot on
it's
the top.
so
Yeah, maybe
weird.
not.
So weird.
Yeah. But Mexi still has a lot of melee, so I think they will still win anyway. Even despite the annoying horses from the bottom team. But like I said, the horses are the key in fights like this, because when people don't have enough troops to protect yourself from every side, shit like this can happen.
But very
Oh.
nice
Yeah.
battle, very interesting.
Yeah. But still, it doesn't look too bad for the right side. They still have more,
Yeah,
but not by far, actually. But obviously they crushed the enemy troops, and there's a bigger chance. Oh, look at this! This might not be a good idea for Mexi, or maybe it's on purpose. It would... okay, it's nice to catch this maybe. But he doesn't. Oh, he does. Nice.
no, it's GG, I
Yeah,
guess.
not much they can do.
No reinforcements at all. They spent everything.
Look at this. In case anyone had any doubts, Coaches comes here to save the day. And another storm attack from Mexi. He's on a roll.
Against the Gold Mountain.
Exactly. Well, you gotta storm something, even if it's a gold mountain. But somehow it seems like all Coach's troops died, and Mexi is here. Like nothing happened. Kinda going Russian style. They could just rush in, but they wait for the reinforcements. They shoot down all the troops coming and patiently wait for a better
Yeah,
opportunity.
there's no need to rush in. Yes,
Yeah.
they rather take it safe and do not make any mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, but at this point there's no risk, and they know it.
Yeah.
Even there's like a tower here. And some troops actually.
Yeah, they're killing all citizens right now, so
Still,
last try now
yeah.
by KaM.
It's quite of a shame if Kungen and S lose, that we didn't show more of their games. I wouldn't say it's over, cause okay, it is definitely way too many.
And this as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can write GG as well this time.
Yeah, this was a good game.
Yeah, but to quote Maxi here, he's right that they had some balls. Interesting attack. I thought it had a chance. It almost. I mean, they won actually the first fight. In the second one, the top had to camp a bit, and they showed how to defend beautifully. But obviously, defending is a bit easier than attacking. So
I don't know. I don't know if after the first battle, the Kungan and S, if they like over hesitated a bit. Maybe they could have
maybe.
just waited a bit and waited for some reinforcements because they had advantage
Mhm.
in arm, but not
Yeah.
by much. So yeah,
Yeah, they waited like 5 minutes and attacked, maybe a bit less, and they lost the advantage. But you can also see on the chart that Maxi probably started spamming a lot. I'm not sure, but that's kind of how it looks. So maybe he didn't lose too much.
yeah, but pretty equal in terms of army produce and wares produce
Mhm.
and weapons
Mhm.
produce.
Yeah, pretty even game. I also think these locations are quite balanced this way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hmm. Quite hard to say if anyone had something better. Maybe a little differences in the iron. The left side definitely had better iron production, at least for a moment. You can see this on the charts. Quite weak gold from S, I gotta say. Like 50 chests less than all the other players. Interesting. Uh, Pretty bad stats for John Rambo when it comes to the corn amount. Mm. Okay, so in the second game today, Maxti and hold on, I don't see the image. I don't know what happens here. Yeah, so Maxti and Kochi's win over Kungan S. And they're going to fight against the winner of the game, Bullet Jack versus Handgun and Lexus. While in the second pair of the quarterfinals, Had and Bami won over Dusty and Rakieta and are waiting for tomorrow's game, Tomix Astar and Bolt Holodzets. I will definitely transmit this one tomorrow, Sunday, 20 o'clock. So if you want to see more of Knights and Merchants tournament stuff, then I'd like to invite you to see it tomorrow here. And if it's possible, I try to show Bullet Jack versus Hargon Lexus. But I can't promise this for now because it's probably going to happen during next week. Yeah. So that's it, I guess. So yeah. Thanks, Harry, for commentating with me.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem as well. And until tomorrow, I guess, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.